Hey everyone, I'm Natasha Kosoglov. I work at Google as an omnichannel and web specialist. I work across all UK retailers and help them with their digital and advertising experiences as it relates to omnichannel. Here today, I hope to give you an overview of what's happening across the retail sector. In the past few months, all of us have felt a shift towards e-commerce, and in our own habits, retailers have been leaning into tech and allocating resources to quickly develop and evolve their digital experiences. This is pushing retailers to provide best-in-class user experiences they have not needed to before. They are saying that during this time frame, the retail industry will move 7 years in 7 months. But despite this acceleration, consumers still want to buy in-store. Based on a recent Retail Week research, all consumer needs cannot be met online. In fact, 70% of retail sales will still happen in-store. The offline experience is still incredibly important. The Retail Week article also continues to confirm a few things. Customers, more now than ever, are expecting more choice at the best value and convenience. For retailers, the cost of selling online and logistics complexities continue to increase, while stores carry a fixed cost. Retailers will need to maximize their blended omnichannel proposition with frequency, basket size, and possibly considering treating their stores like micro-fulfillment centers. And also noteworthy that customers who are interacting with your stores on more than one platform, meaning online and offline, are the most valuable retail customer. These omnichannel customers account for 27% of sales, despite only being 7% of customers by the numbers. They also spend 3 times more than an in-store only customer and 7 times more than an online only customer. Again, these shoppers are more engaged and have a longer, more thoughtful path to purchase, possibly having a browse once they arrive in store too. We at Google conducted some customer research of our own to find out what people would be wanting in the new normal. We asked customers what they expect through their purchase journey, from consideration all the way through to returns. And what we learned from all of this was the biggest shift in expectations among these shoppers is at the beginning part of their journey. They have the most new habits and expectations of retailers and brands that they interact with around consideration and research, browsing in store, and concerns about trying things on and items inside the store. These expectations have pushed retailers to adjust so quickly and think futuristic. They've ideated different ways to address these new expectations to ensure great customer experiences, but also considering safety. On this slide, it illustrates some of the major ideas that came out from retailers to respond to the client's concerns, of which I've seen many UK retailers come up with themselves, struggling to prioritize. A few to call out specifically are things like checking in-store stock before coming in, pre-booking shopping appointments and slots before you come to the store, futuristic-looking things like augmented reality for trying on clothes, and transacting at the end by sending e-receipts. To dig a bit further into the research, I wanted to focus on a couple of main groups that came out and their concerns and how to respond. Of the customers who identified their biggest pain point as visualizing the product, wanting to touch and feel it in the store, nearly 80% of them believed a solution like browsing online to reserve than to go try on in the store would be a useful feature. Retailers also could consider this for in-store efficiencies and managing traffic to the store as well. The mock on the right illustrates how sites could design best for these two offerings by having them both prominently front and center, as if they're equal offerings. Another group identified finding fast shipping options as their biggest challenge. I personally lived this recently when I didn't realize until my checkout that the item I wanted wouldn't arrive for 6 weeks, so I abandoned the cart. A really strong 80% of this group said they would like a click and collect option. It's also worth noting that shipping and fast shipping is a super strong value proposition, of which people tend to crave at this point, thanks to our habits that we're forming from shopping on places like Amazon. And it should be noted as early in the purchase journey as possible that this value proposition is available, unlike finding out at the end. This example shows a pickup in 1 hour. This can be logistically challenging for a retailer, but it also is extremely compelling given customers' new habits. And one last major consideration that all retailers are feeling is modifying their normal store flow for social distance. The last group we are discussing, and their biggest issue, is finding specific items in the store. They have a lot of fear about that, which is probably compounded by anxieties from being in the store, first of all, or second of all, trying to get out quickly if there's a queue. The proposed digital solution for this, which 23% of this group found useful, was semi-futuristic, but very interesting, to consider the use of video and chat with sales associates, not only just online, possibly before they come in, but once they're actually in store. So next I'm going to take you through a few case studies of some of our customers that we've worked with at Google who have really done interesting and innovative things and moved really quickly during this time. Burberry's one example, where they knew that the new normal would be really different for their in-store and online experiences. They worked with us and put together a back-to-store hackathon, but it was unique in that it was not just a typical hackathon with engineers or designers in it to try to solve a quick problem, but they brought in their in-store staff and stakeholders as well to really represent those people in the business who knew what happens in stores. In addition to bringing everybody in the room for the brainstorm, the hackathon, the design sprint, Google also was able to help provide some qualitative research on what luxury users were expecting, the same research I mentioned before in this presentation. The biggest learnings for Burberry off the back of this were that bringing the stakeholders from all the different types of the business was super key to get different perspectives. They were able to align across the business on Burberry goals for what was possible in the new normal and not just thinking in a bubble. The hackathon winner was to have in-store appointments and services, of which case they were able to activate quite quickly, and then also invest for more remote selling. Another client that we've seen completely go through a digital transformation during this time frame is Toolstation. For those of you who don't know, they're a DIY store here in the UK, and they have a lot of in-store purchases from tradesmen and also DIY customers who are fixing their own homes. Thanks to their senior leadership, they realized that they really needed to pivot quickly, and they leaned into tech seriously. They did so by transforming onto the Google Cloud platform and also looking at their advertising quite a bit differently. They adopted click and collect ads and were experimenting all along the way. But they deeply took this time to also realize that they were having a lot of traffic coming to their website, and they needed to make sure that they were prepared for that. They quadrupled down on the way that they were spending their time on the website, and through some site speed auditing and cleanup, they were able to shave 10 seconds off of their Lighthouse score. They were able to launch an MVP of a PWA that had 6,000 installs just within the first week, which is a testament to how important this product or this brand is to the tradesmen. And through some UX optimizations, they were able to actually gain 13% increase in conversion rate. They were able to make all of these changes quite quickly and move them through the queue in order to drive very serious results and have digital transformation during this time. Another major retailer and another major fashion retailer here in the UK worked with Merkle, and they were testing out a new automated way of doing Google Shopping. Everybody's been using Google Shopping for quite a while, but smart shopping campaigns really lean heavily on machine learning and some new inventory that's become available through it. Through testing out this new campaign, they saw really incredible results. They were able to gain 22 points in impression share, or 20 points in impression share. They were able to surface 36% more SKUs that weren't showing before, and they had 13x incredible revenue sales growth. So by testing out new and leaning into machine learning and automation during this time frame, they were able to drive results by leaning in that direction. So I'd like to leave you with 3 key themes of what some of these companies did and how we're seeing companies be successful during this time frame. First, they have a growth mindset. They're using this unprecedented time to accelerate their vision as a company. They're moving faster and leaning on technology where they can, which can alleviate some of the manual work and resource that may be scarce right now. And lastly, they're breaking down silos in the organization that have been there for a really long time. They're connecting different parts of the business to align on a common shared goal of keeping that business successful for the customers. So I've discussed with you how some retailers have done really well to pivot during COVID. And as they're thinking about going into Christmas, I have a playbook that can help you prepare on looking at themes and how to anticipate those and apply those to your advertising strategies. What will be included in this playbook is trending per market on what the expectations are for online to offline. But the main point about advertising is to be there and be flexible, especially if you're an omnichannel retailer, to make sure that your local and omnichannel activations are set up for peak success. What this playbook will have inside of it is very detailed checklists and resources for you, not just for smart shopping campaigns, but also shopping showcase ads, True View with shopping extensions, local inventory ads, omnichannel bidding, local campaigns, store sales measurement, and Google My Business. Hope you have a great peak.